highly anticipated Indian Wells third-round match between Coco Gauff and Alex Eala ended in disappointing, really heartbreaking fashion as Coco retired down 2-6 love 2 due to a left arm injury. Gauff won their previous match a couple weeks ago in the Dubai quarterfinals, only dropping 2 games. It was 6 love 6-2. This match, of course, was very different. Coco didn't hold serve one time in the match. She had 4 game points at 2-1, and she had a 40-love lead at 2-3, but couldn't get over the finish line due to double faults or just errant forehands. Gauff, who finished the match with 7 double faults, noticeably went for a lot more on her second serve in this match, hitting it with an average speed of 98 miles per hour.
The match came to a close as Coco Gauff approached the net, announcing her retirement from the game. She and Alex Eala exchanged a few hushed words that went unheard by the crowd, yet carried a weight that transcended any final score. Gauff's message at that moment spoke volumes about both players, revealing more than numbers ever could. Now that you're aware of what Eala shared with Gauff at the net, and the insights Gauff offered about her afterward, do you find your perspective on their rivalry has shifted? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's dive right into the discussion.
That'll probably do it, yeah. Well, that stinks. 2 of the game's brightest stars. You hear Coco Gauff apologizing. There's no need for that.
My arm is like going like this the whole time, so I'm sorry.
An apologetic Coco Gauff. That just speaks to her class. She is a one of one.
Coco Gauff took her seat at the post-match press conference after the match at Indian Wells, and someone posed the question that everyone was curious about. What did Alex Eala really say to her at the net following the retirement? There was clearly a moment between them. Both players seemed to feel the heaviness of how the match concluded. Gauff appeared regretful, while Eala looked concerned as they exchanged a few words before parting ways. Gauff's response was straightforward. She mentioned that Eala expressed hope that she would feel better. It was a brief, sincere moment. No theatrics, no grandstanding, just one athlete checking on another in a situation that transcended rankings and trophies. This small yet meaningful exchange at the net reveals more about Alex Eala than any match statistics ever could. It's one thing to show grace in defeat, but it takes a special kind of kindness to be truly compassionate when you come out on top, especially after waiting 2 weeks to avenge a prior 6-0 loss to that very opponent. To understand the whole story, let's rewind a bit. Just 2 weeks prior to Indian Wells, these 2 players met at the Dubai Tennis Championships, where Gauff showcased her dominance with a 6-0, 6-2 victory. That score wasn't just a wide margin, it was a shutout, the kind of result that circulates online with commentary about the perceived gap between Eala and the elite players. Those criticisms weren't entirely off the mark at that moment. Gauff was clearly the superior player that day, controlling the match in every way while Eala struggled to find her footing. So, when the draw at Indian Wells paired them again, many anticipated a repeat performance, the same players leading to the same result. That's typically how it goes when the disparity in skill seems so apparent. But that was just the beginning of the story. Apparently had different plans. She came back at Indian Wells. The atmosphere felt different for her. In her post-match interview, she expressed how she aimed to apply the lessons learned from Dubai. She focused on being more aggressive, sharpening her concentration, and amplifying the intensity in her movements, all of which proved effective right from the start. Gauff appeared as though she was up against a completely new opponent. The statistics tell a compelling story. Eala hit 68% of her first serves and won 59% of points when serving. She created 6 break points and converted a remarkable 5 against the world number 4, a 2-time Grand Slam champion. Those figures aren't just coincidence. They're a testament to a player who came prepared with a strategic game plan and executed it flawlessly, putting her opponent on the back foot from the very first game. Conversely, Gauff seemed to be grappling with a physical issue early on. She called the trainer and received treatment for her left shoulder and arm, which affected her performance dramatically, causing her first serve percentage to plummet to 44% and leading to 7 double faults in just the first set. By the time the second set kicked off and she lost her serve in the second game, the prospect of retirement was no longer surprising. It was merely a matter of when. What truly stands out from Gauff's press conference, however, is her heartfelt acknowledgement of her opponent's performance. Despite her injury and disappointment at having to withdraw, she emphasized how well Eala was playing and made sure to give her due credit. That speaks volumes about her character and sportsmanship. She didn't need to express that concern, but she did. Gauff also revealed the depth of her respect for Eala as a competitor, stating she would have preferred to finish the match even if it meant losing 6-0, rather than stepping off the court unfinished. Consider the weight of that statement. The world number 4, a Grand Slam champion, would have chosen to endure a complete defeat in Stadium 1 rather than walk away. That's the essence of true competition. Pride. And the fact that she framed it. Eala's performance really stands out, making her potential even more significant. Almost casually, Coco Gauff remarked that she believes Eala is going to have a fantastic tournament. Coming from Gauff, currently ranked world number 4, that's not just a casual comment. It's a strong prediction from someone who just spent a significant amount of time on the court with Eala, witnessing her skills in action. When a player of Gauff's caliber expresses confidence in you, the tennis community takes notice. Now, let's dive into the larger context of this rivalry, which has quickly become one of the most captivating narratives in women's tennis today. The head-to-head record currently stands at 1 win apiece. Each match has produced completely different outcomes. In Dubai, Gauff showcased her superiority from the start to finish. However, in Indian Wells, Eala dominated to the extent that it seemed the match could have ended with an even more lopsided score in her favor compared to Dubai. Such fluctuations indicate that neither player has fully deciphered the other's game yet, which makes every future encounter unpredictable and thrilling. This is precisely the kind of rivalry that women's tennis needs at this moment. Not just the well-established competition among the top 5 players who are intimately familiar with each other's strategies, but also the emergence of a challenger who can bounce back from a crushing defeat just weeks later to deliver one of the season's most commanding performances. This storyline is engaging, and both players possess the talent and charisma to sustain it. Gauff has been refreshingly supportive in how she speaks about Eala. After her convincing win in Dubai, she acknowledged Eala for attracting new fans to tennis. She noted how the Filipino supporters transformed the Dubai venue into a home-like atmosphere and described it as a positive development for the sport. Gauff openly expressed her appreciation for Eala and stated that she roots for her as well when they're not competing against each other. Such public endorsement from an established star toward a rising talent isn't always a given in professional sports. Many players may feel threatened by emerging competitors, but Gauff has taken the opposite approach. She leverages her platform to elevate Eala's visibility in the sport. With Gauff's substantial following and significant influence in global tennis discussions, her support truly impacts how fans view Eala, particularly those who may not have been familiar with her beforehand. From Eala's perspective, her respect for Gauff is equally sincere. In her press conference following the Indian Wells match, she referred to Gauff as a fantastic player who always poses a challenge. She emphasized focusing on her own game rather than how well her opponent plays, and she refrained from celebrating the retirement. She didn't make a bigger deal out of the win than necessary. She recognized the situation, showed sincere concern for Gauff's health, and centered the discussion on her own performance instead. And what a performance it was, injury or not. Achieving a 6-2 score and breaking serve 5 times doesn't just happen by chance.